All right, shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High in the proper names in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. I want to say, Call Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, Ma'amath. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly and willingly call God or Jehovah. Bahashem, meaning in the name of. Yahweh Shai, meaning he who delivers, whom the world ignorantly and willingly call JC today. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and another double honor to my elder as well, Ahara bin Yasha'Allah of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect, pushing this truth across the four winds, and to the one-third remnant believers on Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, Shalom, Shalom. Quick lesson put together through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, and I pray that it be edifying. So, this lesson is going to be entitled, thanks, I like you. This lesson is going to be entitled Lawless Society, because we're entering a time, man. You see it, you feel it. It's like you can see it, you can feel it. A time to where lawlessness is going to run rampant throughout the earth, but especially here in Babylon, because this place has no morals. You have countries like Afghanistan and Iraq where most of the people are Muslims and stuff like that, where they hold strong to, their belief in their idols, to where the rules that was set in those countries is going to be easy for those people to follow after those rules. You see what I'm saying? But Babylon is a house divided. This place divided up into so many pieces, so many sections, so many beliefs, so many so-called genders. This place divided so much so to where it ain't gonna be no type of structure. So here, lawlessness is gonna run rampant throughout the earth, man. Walking up to a person in the midst of Jacob's trouble is gonna be like trying to solve a Rubik's cube, because I was watching that movie. I forgot what it was called, but brothers was doing lessons on it like last year. It's Civil War, I believe it's called. And in that movie, he had the Edomite with the red glass. He was asking everybody where they from, and if you ain't say the right thing, he was shooting you on the spot. So in Babylon, the time coming, you might be walking and say you ain't got the Spirit of the Lord. For whoever out there that don't have the Spirit of the Lord, and you a Democrat, you come across a Republican. You see what I'm saying? It might be a problem, or it 100% will be a problem. You see what I'm saying? You're a Republican, you run across a Democrat that don't speak no English. You see what I'm saying? So it may be a problem. It may be a problem. Or you're a heterosexual, you run across a sodomite, a group of sodomites. It may be a problem. So lawlessness is going to run rampant throughout the earth, and if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, you're going to be caught up in the mix thereof. So, right, I'm start in the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, "For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." So, we see the earthquakes, we see the talks of the nations rising up against the other nations, but it ain't really that fear of war amongst the people. Amongst Esau, because Esau's smarter than Jake. So amongst Esau, they see what's going on, but Jake, they still they're making mirth spirit when their sword is being sharpened. So we see the nation rising up against the nation with talks of war. We see the earthquakes in diverse places throughout the year. Every day is a new earthquake. Pestilence being diseases, and now we're gonna see famines ramp up more. And it says all these are the beginning of sorrow. So right now we at the starting line, but it's gonna be sooner than later. This shit gonna all begin. It's gonna ramp up more and more and more, and these the beginning of sorrows. So it's gonna be a point to where we're gonna be in the mix, the climax of Jacob's trouble, and then it's gonna be a point in time to where we're seeing the ending. We see everything calm down. Ultimately, for the what I mean by calm down is the closer to the return of Yahweh Shai. So it's going to be common. Well, as a matter of fact, it's going to be turning up even more. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to hit the climax, then you're going to have that hard fall. So Salakia, that hard fall from rulership for Esau Edom. That big ass thud from Esau falling from the rulership straight to the pit. So that by way of that, it's gonna be what, thermonuclear missiles, you know, artificial intelligence, all type of shit gonna be going on, man. So right, and it says verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, going to the ones that call on Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah and truth and sincerity, going to be the ones that these devils had plans to snatch up at 4 o'clock in the morning, take you to a camp. We all heard the talks, the rumors on what they plan to do 2 weeks before martial law, or whenever that time comes. So right, it says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And right, and friends are going to fight against each other. Family members are going to be against each other. A man's foe shall be there of his own household. Brothers do plenty lessons on it. But all these are the beginning of a lawless society. If you saw that movie, Fury Road, Mad Max, so right, or when I Am Legend or whatever, when everything just ramp up, man, and people start to have that dog eat dog mentality. I got to get it for my family. You get it for your family, and it's gonna be people in that same family conspiring against each other. I got to get more than him. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a point in time to where the Lord is gonna completely divide everything. You know what I'm saying? It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So right, we see the false prophets, you see the false King Davids, you see the false the false Yahushas, the false anointed, the false Hamashiachs. You see what I'm saying? People calling themselves Yahushua. They want to be JC. They want to be they just want the inflated ego, man. The inflated ego is running rampant throughout the earth, to where a carnal man can try to put himself on the same level as Yahushua. So right, and it says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So right, once the love of a man, imagine a man that used to be a lover in this world, always taking a low road. He believed on Jesus with all his heart, mind, and body, or whatever case may be. He don't want to hear nothing about the truth. Don't read, don't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Got many different belief systems, but he was always a good man in the world, right? So imagine when he started to go through the afflictions that the Lord said He's going to bring in these scriptures, and seeing his family perish, not understanding what's going on. He's going to eventually begin to curse his idols, off the simple fact that he don't believe, So that now that same kind-hearted man going to turn into a vulture, a super vulture, a demon. You see what I'm saying? That same man is going to be a man who basically has the mindset to destroy, destroy anything in his path. You see it on the Walking Dead series, the beginning of a lawless society, man. You see what I'm saying? So right, and this wasn't meant to be a long lesson. I just got the regular scriptures, your regular scheduled program, just doing the work of Yahweh Shemel Shah, putting that milk out there, man. But this is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5. It said, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So right, imagine the Lord bring the sword, nation against nation, army against army, and regular people here in America that bear arms against each other. The famine. And then on top of that, he already got in their mindset that they want to fight each other. Now ain't no food, so now they got something to fight over. You see what I'm saying? Death and destruction, ICBMs, war. You see what I'm saying? Just all running rampant throughout the earth. The Lord said He's bringing all these things on the earth. You see what I'm saying? And it says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So right, this place is ripe and is ready for judgment. You got people buying bullets, you got people buying guns, they ready to fight. You got people training in these whatchamacallits, just doing Salakia, ready to take up arms, um, bare arms, whichever one it is, and they ready to go against each other, man. You see what I'm saying? So right, that wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord. That's what verse 7. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, for they have profanely which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So right, the ones that our forefathers that was righteous, that was basically whose blood was spilled, here in this land, are complaining to the Lord, like, Lord, when you gonna destroy Babylon? When you gonna destroy that place? You know what I'm saying? That wicked and sinful kingdom. The scripture said these things the angels desire to look into. So keep going. It says verse 9, but the Lord said he gonna hold his tongue no more as touching that wickedness. So now it ain't gonna be quiet no more. So all that Christianity shit that been going throughout the earth, where you've been preaching this, that, well, we gonna see. You have people that fell out the truth, because they believe that what they believe, and that's your truth. So now when you come around, they expect you to be quiet. So you won't that them demons that's inside of them. So you won't offend them, and put that guilt on them. That guilt that that little voice that used to be there to tell them they wrong. So so when you come around, you basically that light, that light, that 6 a.m. light, that get up ready for school light. So when you come around, they put the cover over their head. Basically. So it's gonna be a time to where you're gonna have to give an account. You're gonna have to give an answer for, to the Lord for, your backsliding, willingly backsliding, and going back into the world, man. The Lord gonna visit you. So verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So right, and this is Egypt. That's why that pyramid on the back of the dollar. This is the house of bondage, the house of slavery. This is the place where the Lord is going to destroy. This place of many idols. The Lord is going to destroy this place. It says verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So the Lord said, this Egypt, he's going to destroy all the land thereof. He's going to bring the same plagues on Egypt. He's going to destroy all the land of this place, man. It says, verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, the foundation of it shall be smitten. The foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. So the Lord is bringing a huge judgment to this place, man. And if you're not in his spirit and worshiping him according to how he wants you to worship him, not according to how you want him to worship him, then you're going to be basically destroyed, or he going to jack you up until you get it right. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Who can say anything against their earthly father? If you can't say nothing against your earthly father, how much more your heavenly father? You know what I'm saying? The one to control your spirit. They want to control every spirit. You see what I'm saying? So you got in your mind that you're just gonna fall out of truth, because that's not the name of the Lord, and the white man not the Esau, not the devil. He not Esau, Edom. So you just gonna fall out of truth, and then your mind said, I'm just gonna do good. I'm just gonna do good to all people. And that's not his name, so I'm just gonna say the Most High. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna go on about my day throughout the earth, and leave it at that. Guess what? The Lord gonna visit you, and that's just what it's gonna be. You see what I'm saying? He gonna visit you how he visited you. Now all hell broke loose. The scripture say, Proverbs chapter 18 verse 10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. You ain't been calling on his name, you ain't been praying. So now Proverbs chapter 1 gonna be right up on you, right behind you. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't been calling on his name, you ain't been praying, you stop praying, you stop doing the things that was right. You stop you started back worshiping the wicked holidays. You see what I'm saying? All these things. So guess what? Now you're gonna be in the midst of Jacob's trouble, hungry, starving, thirsty, and you ain't gonna have nobody to pray to bring you food and water and drink. You see what I'm saying? Now the Lord gonna say, go and cry to the gods which you have chosen, and let them deliver you in the time of your in the time of your trouble, man. So right, it says, I'm skip to verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So right, all out war, civil war, race war, class war, when the looting start, the shooting start. So right, people gonna be hungry. People gonna be hungry, so they're gonna start looting. And Esau gonna want to protect his goods, so he gonna start shooting. So right, what it says, with swords in their hands. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand to their power. So right, they're gonna take matters into their own hands. They ain't gonna care about the government, the politicians, the president, the judicial, the legislature, legislative, and the executive branch. They ain't gonna care about none of that. They ain't gonna care about the 20,000 laws that Esau have in place. They just gonna want to eat. Whether they got to eat physical food or whether they got to eat a human, they gonna want to eat. They gonna want to drink. They gonna want to. That's just what it's gonna be, man. So if you don't have the Lord in that time, you're gonna be a prey. You're gonna be a prey. Everybody gonna be prey in that day. When it says only the Lord alone shall be exalted. So everybody's gonna be a prey if you're not in the spirit. If you ain't doing what's pleasing in the Lord's sight, and praying to Him, calling Him, you're gonna be a prey. And the predator is gonna be Yahweh Shem Shah gonna pick your predator. Imagine that. Imagine going to the gym and lifting 500 pounds. You got 6 plates on there. You lifting all those plates, right? And you a prey to somebody else. You done prayed on all the week. You came across all the children, all the women, all the weak men. You done prayed on them. Now the Lord say, now the predator that I'm finna put behind your ass is a splice creature. Esau made it up in the lab. A splice creature. He got a gorilla top half and a tarantula bottom half, and he 12 feet tall, and he coming for you. Or a plain old bear. You know what I'm saying? Or you somewhere down there in the forest, and it's a polar bear in the forest. Pull the polar bear out of his habitat. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no regular bears there because the regular bear scared of the polar bear. You see what I'm saying? Polar bear big as hell, and he's gonna eat anything. You see what I'm saying? Now that's your predator. You see what I'm saying? So right, it's gonna be a lawless society. Basically, what I'm trying to say, man. It says, verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's just what it's gonna be, man. And that's why we get on here and do these lessons, because we are mere men. We men of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? And we want to be able to escape this judgment. So by us, that's why we get out here and we don't care what people think about us, our teaching, what we teach, how we teach it, how we say it, how it come off. We don't care. Because when it's all said and done with, as soon as we go behind closed doors, we actually have every single last brother, we actually have a relationship with the Lord. So it's just going to be on y'all, the destruction that's coming. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoils their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So right, that's just what it's gonna be, man. Ain't gonna have no pity upon you, man. His children gotta eat. You got noodles over there. You know what I'm saying? You got noodles over there. You got food over there. Every time I come out my house and look up at the sky and ask JC for some food, nigga, I see that smoke in your backyard going up, and it smell like barbecue. What's going on over there, neighbor? You my neighbor. We in the same neighborhood. You could have broke bread with me. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna have to come take it. That's gonna be their mindset. You see what I'm saying? Let him come back there and cook tomorrow. I'm gonna be in his shit late night, cause he got some food in there, and my children over here crying, starving, and you got that good aroma in the air, and my children smell it, and you ain't gonna give me none. You see what I'm saying? All right, cool. So right, and that's a lawless society that we coming upon, so just be prepared for it. Just go ahead and be prepared for the things that you want to see in the near future, man. The same the things that they denied that we spoke going to be the same things that they're going to be astonished. Like, damn, I heard this before. Why I heard this before? Your mind going to be in a frenzy. Running from a tiger. Running from a lion, and then the bear catch up with you. Then you finally get away from that lion, and that serpent hits you in your hand and bite you. And now you slowly, you know what I'm saying? Now you're slowly dissipating, if that's a word. And you know, now you're thinking about where you heard this from. And you're like, I heard it from those bum Hebrews that was in the coat. They was right. You know, but this is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? Because Esdras received a vision on the future. You know, the Lord showed Esdras a vision and basically put him in it. Show him what he was going to be doing in the near future and what he was going to be seeing in the near future. So Esdras like, dang, woe is me, who going to deliver me in those days? That's how scared he was when he saw the vision. You know, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So right, the powers of this world, the same ones in 1 Thessalonians. The spiritual wickedness in high place, they're gonna be in fear. They're gonna be all in their damn bunkers, trying to hide from those missiles and trying to hide from Yahweh Shai when it's all said and done. But ultimately, they're just gonna be put there for a time to where they get pulled out to be the first fruits of slaves, because they think they're just gonna cause all this destruction throughout the earth, and they're just gonna inhabit what's left after all the destruction. That's what they think. You know, and the Lord put it in their hearts to think like that whole time. They're going to be the first fruits of slaves. So, all right, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. So they're just going to do more wickedness. You know, they're going to have the mindset of, I've been doing this, man. I gotta achieve my goal. I got to fill my belly. You know, but Yahweh Shai ain't going to allow them to. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So right now, everybody happy that TikTok back, you know, all the people, because they could continue making their money. You know, they can continue talking that fuck shit that don't matter. You know, business can keep getting money. You know, so the victuals, going to the store, you don't see it ramping up on your time period. So now in your mindset, you think it ain't gonna happen. You know, just like when 2020 came. You know, 2020 came, and then 2022 came. Everybody had a decision to make. They made their decision. You know, so the time gonna come where the Lord gonna make you make your decision, and then He's still gonna destroy it. You know, and now you ain't got that. Now you got that thing in you, right? That Revelations 13 and 16, Lord down there knocking down all the satellites, you know, knocking down them towers ain't gonna work, but that motherfucking in you gonna still be activated. Now you're gonna have a grievous store, corrupt your mind. It might put you in a zombie-like mind state, walking dead, because, you know, have you wanting just flesh, you know. So now you don't know if you're in the metaverse or the real life, because you know what I'm saying. So now you just walking around looking for flesh. You're going to be a damn zombie, man. A grievous sword. Revelation 16, it said, I saw a grievous sword fall upon the man that received the mark of the beast, man. So, let me see. Oh. Salakia. I don't know why I started at 20. Well, calm, man. It's the spirit. Call on Yahweh Shai. It says, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So right, man, it's going to be low food and war. You know, and if you don't have the Lord Yahweh Shai, you're going to be destroyed. You know, you ain't going to have no hope. You ain't going to have nobody to hope on, you know. So 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 70, it says, for there shall be in every place, and in the next city, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And that's that's what it is. I mean, that we really who they aiming for, those that fear the Lord. You know, our people, man, they switch up every year. You have people that come into this truth They was doing what they was doing in the world 20, 30 years, 40 years even, coming to the truth, trying to measure the truth based off of what they seen in their life. You 40 years old, 45 years old, finna be 50. Fall out the truth and go right back to your idols at 50 years old. What type of shit is that? You see what I'm saying? How can you see that what the Lord said, seek me in your youth, because once they fill their mind up with that old wine, they ain't gonna be able to receive. You can't put new wine in old bottles. You see what I'm saying? So now you're 50 years old, go back into the world and start calling upon an idol, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna judge these people, man, when it's all said and done with. It's all right. It says, verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? Because we understand that we're going to lose. So I understand it's going to be a day that we got to escape and run out my house. Whatever in that motherfucker, they can go ahead and have it. If it's food in there, go ahead and have it. If it's guns in there, go ahead and have it. Whatever in there, it's all yours. May Yahweh Shem Yahshua let me escape with my camp bag, and my family, if it be His will, So right. Verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So right. So it said the Lord said his servant shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So we're going to go through our tribulation and we're going to get through it. And that's just what it's going to be. If I pray I'm a part of that number, and I pray Yahweh Shem Yahshua, always cause my family to incline their hearts to them. That's why we have to teach our children. If you're ever alone or feel like you're afraid and you don't know where to go, call on Yahweh Shem Yahshua and ask him, what's your where to go and what to do, and pay attention to the signs. Ask Yahweh Shem Yahshua where to go, and pray to him every day, always, until he leads you in your direction. If you're ever scared or alone, for all the children out there, man, that Yahweh Shem Yahshua called, to go through it. Some children gonna have to go through it alone. It's gonna be a testimony, but the Lord gonna make them strong in the midst of it. You see what I'm saying? Like that movie 300. They drop them boys off. Them boys will come back kings, man. You see what I'm saying? So all right, that's just what it is. So I'm gonna finish off in chapter 9. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by his faith whereby ye have believed. So you have to have works and faith. You have to believe on Yahweh Shem Yahshua and trust in him. How can you be a full adult and fall out the truth? That just show that what the Lord said. You have to have a childlike heart when you come and serve him. He knows those that's his. He knows those that's gonna make it all the way to the end. So right. So you have to have works, faith, and you have to believe. It says, verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So they was called, they was predestinated to make it. That's why they have a strong belief system. That's why they have such strong belief on Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because they was called to make it and to endure to the end. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. So right, whatever the Lord have prepared for you, that's wicked and evil, that's what you're gonna get, because you turned away from him. Coming to the truth at 40, 45, fall out of the truth, 50 years old, worshiping idols, man. Worshiping this system. Going back to witchcraft. It says, shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet my place of repentance was open unto them, understood not. First they understood it not, and despised it, then they despised it. So you didn't understand the words that was coming out of our mouth that we was trying to tell you. You were so focused on how we said it. So you didn't understand, and you despised it. It says, verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain. So you're going to know it after death by pain, whatever the Lord got for you. The Lord can get you. This is the land of the valley of the shadow of death. The Lord can get you however way possible. You see what I'm saying? I remember I was a jit, man. I had to be in like 5th grade. One of my good friends, man. He had it good, man. He get to stay in the house. He get to stay in the house and play the game. He had a big house. He never struggled. He had all the nice clothes, all the nice shoes. We was in 6th grade, as a matter of fact. He had all the nice clothes, all the nice shoes. He had it all. I remember one time that year, the Lord brung like 4-5 hurricanes back to back to Jacksonville, Florida. Hurricane Charlie during that time. I know one was called Hurricane Charlie. And my homeboy, his daddy told him to go outside to take the trash out. My homeboy went outside. It was storming, so to take the trash out, big stupid ass oak tree fell on that man bottom half, man. That man, you know what I'm saying? Made that man a eunuch. That man ain't never touched a woman. You know what I'm saying? From what I believe, a big tree fell on his bottom half, crushed his legs and his waist. You know what I'm saying? And only thing he could do from that day on was go to church and sit home and play Black Ops all day. I remember. Like, damn, I ain't understand. The Lord had it. And then when the tree fell on him, it was on him for so long because it was storming so hard outside. His people ain't even know that anything happened to him because and the big tree had fell. They ain't hear it. And that's how hard it was storming outside. And then it's storming. So the tree was on him for a long time. He had to wait for the people to come out. They had to wait for the storm to go down a little bit, and come out and cut the tree. They had to cut the tree up. They couldn't just lift it off of him. They had to cut it up into a couple of different pieces. You see what I'm saying? So he was under that tree for a couple of hours. You see what I'm saying? So I seen that shit like that. But the Lord can get you any way he want to get you. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we tell you, fear the Lord, and do the works, man. So do the first works unless he cometh to thee quickly. So if you was in this truth and you fell away from this truth, man, you need to repent. You need to repent, do the first works, or as the Lord will come to thee quickly. I had a dream about one of my family members, man. Which, it don't matter, because, dreams lift up fools, But this person was in the truth, and then I remember I came to that person's house, and I seen Esau, one of them basically did my family member just like what happened to Sandra Bland. She was in a jailhouse, and they did whatever they did to her, and then they set her up to take a picture. She was already lifeless, man. And I had a dream that one of my people had suffered that same fate. One officer was in the house. The next thing you know, that person was unalived, stretched across the floor, like legs, everything stretched out. You see what I'm saying? And then the officer was just smiling at me, and I was mad. I was so mad about it in a dream. I said, man, I just gave it to Yahweh Shemel Shah, basically. I said, it just make you have a strong fear of Yahweh Shemel Shah. But it says the same must know it after death by pain, man. So that's why we fear the Lord. I pray this lesson was edifying. Shalom on to the next.